Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into one of the most mind-bending ideas in all of philosophy, the Huayan worldview, which is really a profound system for understanding the very nature of reality itself. So let's just jump right in with a question. Really think about this for a second. What if everything, every star, every galaxy, all of history, was contained in one tiny speck of dust? This isn't just a cool thought experiment, it's the very heart of what we're going to unpack today. Now, how do we even begin to wrap our heads around an idea like that? Well, luckily for us, a brilliant 7th century master named Fazong laid out a kind of roadmap. He called it a journey through 6 distinct but interconnected gates that are designed to totally shift how we see the world. Okay, our journey starts at Gate 1, and this is the most fundamental of all. It's about understanding the very foundation of, well, everything. So, Fazang explains that underneath all the chaos and variety we see in the world, there's this single, fundamental nature. You can think of it like the source code of reality. It's this essence that is already complete, totally pure and radiantly clear. It's the canvas that the entire universe is painted on. And here's where it gets really fascinating. Fazang points out that this essential nature is so fundamental, our human labels like good or bad, clean or dirty, they just don't apply. It simply is. It doesn't need to be fixed or purified because it's already perfect, whether we realize it or not. So if you have this one silent nature, how does it actually do anything? Well, that brings us straight to the second gate, where we see it express itself through 2 incredible complementary cosmic functions. Think of it like 2 sides of the same coin. On one hand, you have what's called the sea imprint samadhi. Picture a mind as calm and still as a windless ocean, perfectly reflecting the entire cosmos without changing a thing. It's the passive, knowing quality of reality. But that's not the whole story. Out of that perfect clarity comes the hutong function, which is all about dynamic, compassionate action in the world. It's wisdom in motion. So the universe is somehow both perfectly still and reflective, and also incredibly active and creative. This brings up a pretty big question. If reality is one big unified whole, how does a tiny speck of dust fit into all of this? Well, the third gate, the 3 pervasions, holds the key. Okay, hang on, because this is where your brain might start to melt a little. Fazang argues that since a speck of dust has no truly separate, independent self, its fundamental nature is the exact same as the nature of the whole cosmos. Therefore, it pervades everything. And because it's one with the source of everything, it holds the potential to give birth to everything. So if it pervades all and can give rise to all, it must, logically, contain all. The small doesn't just reflect the large. In a very real sense, it is the large. Now, understanding this radical interconnectedness isn't just some fun mental gymnastics. It has huge implications for how we actually live our lives. And that brings us to the next 2 gates, which are all about balancing our inner and outer worlds, the path of action and the path of stillness. And the crucial point here is that a truly enlightened life isn't one or the other, it's both. You have these virtuous actions, compassion, honesty, really showing up for people. That's wisdom in motion. And at the same time, you have these practices for inner stillness, for meditation, that help you find that deep mental quiet and let go. It's all about being fully engaged with the world, but from a place of unshakable inner peace. And all of this has been building to the final gate, which is really the climax of the whole journey. Here, Fazang gives us 6 ways of seeing reality, almost like a ladder of insight, where each step up reveals a deeper, more incredible truth. So the first step is a massive shift inward. We start by realizing that the external world we perceive isn't really separate from us. All the sights, the sounds, the objects, they're all gathered into the mind. They're all a projection of consciousness. The second view is just the flip side of the first. If everything is gathered into the mind, then it must also be from the mind that this whole complex, beautiful world arises. The mind isn't just a receiver, it's the projector. In the third view, we get beyond the whole chicken and egg problem. It's not that the mind creates reality or reality creates the mind. You see that they're actually 2 sides of a single, indivisible whole, just perfectly and mysteriously fused together. Now, the next couple of views take this even deeper, and we start getting into this stunning holographic-like principle. You start to see how many different things can all enter into a single thing, and then it expands so that every single thing contains all other things, kind of like an infinite hall of mirrors where every reflection contains all the other reflections. And this leads us to the final, breathtaking view, the ultimate metaphor for this entire worldview. Indra's net. Imagine a vast cosmic web that stretches out to infinity in all directions. At every single node of this net, there's a perfect, shining jewel. And here's the amazing part. Every individual jewel perfectly reflects every other jewel in the entire net, on and on forever. The implication here is just staggering. It means everything contains everything else. You aren't just one single jewel in this cosmic web. You are simultaneously the reflection of the entire web contained within every other jewel. You are both the individual part and the total, interconnected whole. So we come back to our original question. But now, after this journey through the 6 gates, it doesn't really feel like a fantasy or a riddle anymore, does it? It starts to sound like a profound description of a reality where every single point, no matter how tiny, contains the absolute totality of everything else. And Feizong leaves us with this final, powerful thought. This incredible cosmic understanding isn't some far-off goal you have to strive for. The potential for it exists right here, right now, in a single moment of awareness. The entire universe, in all its glory, is accessible in this very thought.